Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth, and this is day 69 of my 90-day TUF'ER challenge. Boy, I have to tell you, God is so faithful to keep me humble and not let my pride stand out. I tell you what, yesterday was very humbling for me, and it may seem silly, but to me it was a good thing. So let me just share with you. So Shayla has taken away my Diet Dr. Pepper totally. And one of the main reasons she wants to do it is to try and help me get rid of this sweet tooth that I have. And Diet Dr. Pepper satisfies that in a way like y'all just don't understand. Totally addicted to it. When I first started this program, I was hitting Sonic at least 4 times a day, Route 44, okay? And I drank no water. Every now and then my body would just demand it, and so I would have, a cup of water or whatever, but seriously, that's all I drank. Then when I started the program, she waited a couple of weeks, and then she said, I just want you to have 1 Diet Dr. Pepper a day, and I said, can it be a Route 44? And she was like, okay. And then a couple of days ago, she said, all right, now we're going to get serious and totally cut it out. And so, I'm determined to be obedient and to do what she says, and so that's really helped fuel me to do the right thing. But at the same time, I'm kind of trying to fight the system a little bit and trying to find something from Sonic that I like that is satisfying to my palate. So somebody had suggested Sonic's flavored teas and that they're sugar-free. And so I was so excited last night. I went to Sonic, got a raspberry iced tea, and it was delicious and refreshing, and I posted it on Facebook, and I just knew it was going to be okay. And then Shayla said, it's really not okay. Have you checked the nutritional data on your Sonic drink compared to just adding one of those flavor packets to a bottle of water or to a cup of water or whatever? So I hadn't done that, but earlier I had looked up Bahama Bucks. I'd been so good to make sure that the nutritional value on that was what they said, but I didn't do that at Sonic. So a couple of slams there for me yesterday, but it ends up that a Route 44 raspberry iced tea has 50 grams of sodium, and I think it has 10 calories. I'm not sure where the calories are coming from. But you know what? That's 50 grams of sodium I don't need. I struggle with my sodium intake anyway. I think it's definitely better than it used to be. I'm not eating as much processed food, and I'm not eating as much fast food. So I know that that's definitely better, but it still needs to come down a little bit. So anyway, so that's what's in a raspberry iced tea compared to 0 grams of everything in one of those little packets. So definitely an eye-opener for me. And the other thing is that I'm learning, and Shayla has been so good to teach me, is just because it says diet or sugar-free or light does not mean that it's 0. It's a trick to make you think that it's healthy or good for you or whatever. So always, always, always I need to check the nutritional values of my food, of what I'm putting in my body, without just assuming that it's okay for me. So anyway, I'm sorry if I misled anybody yesterday. But then she did say that maybe a medium iced tea or, just something smaller might actually be okay if I look up the nutrition value and see, if it has less sodium, if it's, worth it. So anyway, it was a good lesson learned. So I'm very, very thankful for my trainer. She stays on top of me, and I need that, and I'm so grateful. So today's been a pretty good day for me. I got up this morning and took my kids to Vacation Bible School, and I was able to get to the gym really a lot earlier than I normally do before boot camp. So I just went ahead and got on the treadmill. I didn't go for a walk last night, and I thought I just want to get there early and just get some walking done. So I did, and ended up staying on treadmill for most of boot camp. She said, you know what, I'm going to have you privately tomorrow, so let's just get you on the treadmill and walk a couple of miles. So I walked 2.25 miles, and then I came into boot camp and just did a few exercises there at the end. Oh my gosh. One exercise that she had me do at the end was called, I think she called it the farmer walk or farmer's walk. It was a killer. I mean, it looks easy. You're like, I got this, right? And then I'm doing it and I'm dying. What it is I had 2 free weights. One of them was a 20 pound in one hand, and the other was a 10 pound in the other. And what I would do is we went outside, and I was on the sidewalk, and I had to walk from one point to the other. It was not a huge distance, but it was hard. The 20 pound weight stays right by your side, down, by your thigh. And then the 10 pound weight, you hold up straight up above your head in the air. You keep your arms straight. And you do that all the way till you reach your end point. Then you switch hands. You put the lighter weight in your left hand and hold that one straight up while the heavier weight stays down. And I had to do that a whole bunch of times. It was so hard. I thought I was going to hyperventilate. It was so hard. But she said it's really good for your core, and she's right, because that weight that you're holding way up in the air causes you just to be really lengthened in your torso, and I could feel my abs just tightening up and working really hard to keep me in that position. So it was a good exercise. Then I went to yoga, not yoga, but sculpt and stretch afterwards. It's not one of my favorite classes, but it's so good for me. And so I really have to fight my attitude in there, that I just work as hard as I can and be grateful for the time that I have in there. It's kind of like, not calisthenics, but maybe like 80s aerobics, just a little bit. I mean, we don't do a bunch of dancing and stuff, but it's that kind of exercising, and it's tough. It's really tough. So I burned about, I think, 850 calories today doing those 2 classes, so that was a really good workout. Food-wise has been right on, so I'm happy about my choices. So the other thing I want to talk about is that I'm starting, and I think I've said this before, so I'm not just starting, but I've really been processing the whole 90-day thing and how it's motivated me and held me accountable, and how, because of all of the things that are in place for me, I've been very successful. And so I'm looking around me at people who are struggling, and I'm so afraid that when the 90 days is up, that I'm going to struggle too, and I'm going to give up, or I'm going to quit, or take a break, or whatever, and I was telling Shayla today, I wish that there was just some magic answer. Do A plus B and you will be successful after the 90 days, And I'm finding that there's not just one magical thing. It has a whole lot to do with my motivation for doing it. Why am I doing it? What am I going to choose to do once the 90 days is up? And digging super, super deep to keep myself in the game. So you guys can pray for me on that. It's very challenging. It's just very challenging, and I can totally see myself in my friends who are struggling and who have taken a break or given up or whatever they're doing. I can totally see myself doing that. I've done that in the past. I don't want to do it this time. And so I'm just trying to come up with some strategies, some ideas, triggers, so that whenever I'm starting to struggle, I can return to that and get back in the game without missing a beat. So just pray for me in that, and be thinking about me. I would really appreciate that. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.